All right, Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Welcome back to another lesson. In this lesson, I want to speak about how brothers that live outside of Babylon, you're still catching the same hell as the brothers that live here in the current system of Babylon, which Babylon it's the USA, the United States of America. Babylon means confusion, and also it means the house of bondage, because Babylon and Egypt are the same kingdoms back here in America. And the reason for that, because Egypt was our first captivity, bondage, and Babylon was full of confusion, from sodomy to hardcore bondage as well, different philosophies and teachings, and they are back here in America. So the name of this lesson today is for brothers that don't live in Babylon, you are still catching the same hell as us. Okay, and the us is speaking about the Akim in this current system, the 50 states of America. So before I get started with the lesson, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakah Kwadash. Give double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, which are the men that taught me the 100% truth according to the law and the prophets. Yeah, and what you see here, Akim, is different thumbnails of the roads or the journey of catching hell. And this is from Acts 14 and 22. We're going to bring that one out. But before we go into Acts 14, 22, let's get the opening precept. This is 1 Peter 5 and 9 and the NOT. It says, stand firm against him. And the him that's speaking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and his whole beast system. The wicked, we have to stand firm against the wiles of the devil and be strong in your faith. And what is faith? Hebrews 11 and 1. The substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Remember that your family, right, the Akim, the brotherhood of believers all over the world, is going through the same kind of suffering you are. See? So, hey, for Akim that are in the Babylonian system, okay, and you're catching your hell, right? It might be a hell with your baby mama, hell with family members, your co-workers. Esau might have given you, a new position, a new hierarchy position of a job. You might have gotten a new job, just so you can pay the remaining bills. Okay, other examples of, you catching hell is you might have became a father, or you might have, had an Eve, who aborted your seed, and you're still catching hell. You're getting, plagued in the mind, like, damn, Lord, why I got to go through all this bullshit, this hell, drama, drama in Babylon, worldly affairs, man. But just because you're catching hell here in Babylon, it doesn't mean that your brother that's, in a different country, whether he's in Canada, Mexico, he's in Europe, Antarctica, see, there's a Akim that live in a very, isolated conditions. They might live around the forest area. And we got the brother from GMS out there in the islands. I believe it's the islands of the Virgin Islands. See that brother's mainly by himself, but he doesn't dwell in Babylon. Okay, but that brother's still catching the same hell. Now, he might not have the same level of hell. Okay, based upon like the examples I gave out, he might not have the same time that you have. He might have more time than you do. So that brother might, is able to make more videos, more lessons, but he still has his own tailor-made hell that he has to go through, his own tailor-made sufferings that he has to go to, and he has to sacrifice, okay, his time, his energy to put Yahweh Shema Shai and the ministry first. So again, for brothers that don't live in Babylon, you are still catching the same hell. This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Now, this scripture, this prophecy, is speaking primarily of the brothers that are in here in Babylon. But spiritually, Akim, okay, we are all catching the same hell via the curses. This is Daniel 9:11. Yah, O Israel, have transgressed thy law. You see, from the elder to the youngest, from the mightiest Israelite man in the faith to the newest believer, the newest Akim, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us. Yeah, so no matter where you're at, whether you're in Babylon, whether you're in Europe, in Canada, Mexico, okay, the different continents, you're still cursed. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, because we have sinned against him. Yeah. So, hey, in other words, Akim, just because you're in Babylon, and you're going through your different afflictions. See, because the pressure here in Babylon, yes, it's a higher pressure, more burdens. See, but that doesn't mean that your brother who's in a different captivity, because we are all in the same spirit of the captivity, but captivity meaning in a different nation, because pursuing to the curses here, Ezekiel speaks about that, how the Lord scatter us according to our doings. Ezekiel 36:19. And I scatter them, the them, it's speaking about our people, among the heathen. And they were dispersed through the countries, according to their way and according to their doings, I judged them. See, so, just because, again, I just want to clarify, just because you're in Babylon, you're catching your own tailor-made hell. There's a perfect balance, man. You got Akim that live in the Middle East, who their hell could be a weather pattern, a very dangerous weather condition. He might live under 110 degree Fahrenheit. That could be his hell, man. Having to deal with the heat, whereas you live in a state here in Babylon where your average temperature is very comfortable, 70 degrees, right? Or you might be a brother that lives in temperatures in a different country that go under the threshold of 32 degree Fahrenheit, which is under that is called freezing point. So that's the hell that brother has to go through, man. You see, so every brother has their own level of hell, and just because you don't live in Babylon the Great doesn't mean you're catching hell. This is Acts 14:22 in the NIV, strengthening the disciples and encouraging them to remain true to the faith. We must go through many hardships to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. See, so Akim, us collectively, we're going through the same afflictions, man. The scriptures speak about how we are one body. Okay, let's get that in the book of Corinthians. See, so in the body of a of a church that has many members, okay, which that body spiritually represents the house of Yahweh Shema Shai, his dwelling place. You see, and the head, it's Yahweh Shai being the temple, okay, the main hierarchy. It says right here, 1 Corinthians 12:12, for as the body is one and has many members, and all members of that one body being many are one body, so also is Hamashiach. Yeah, so if a brother is catching hell, physically, let's say your shoulder, it's hurting, which that shoulder represents a brother from, Mexico, right? Or a brother from Canada, or a brother from Europe. that brother represents that shoulder. So that shoulder's injured. He's hurt. You know, um, you're gonna have to work extra. Your triceps, your back, your what they call, I believe it's called the deltoids. Going into the anatomy of the body. See, you have to work extra hard, man, for that shoulder to pretty much be replaced, man. See, got to work extra harder, with your recovery, your more protein intake. You got to stretch more, give yourself a massage. So that goes into adjusting too, man. Adjusting, your shoulder, maybe reduce the workload that you're giving your right shoulder. See, it says right here, for by one spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews, which are Israelites, or Gentiles, Israelite foreigners who are also Israelites, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. See that? So just because you're in Babylon and you're catching your pressures, your hell, man, you can't look down, at a brother that's not catching hell. See? So, I just wanted to make this video, man, as a correction to clarify, to brothers that don't live in Babylon the Great, because I did make a statement, saying that brothers that don't live in Babylon don't know what it's like, okay, to be in this position, and to clarify that, what I meant is you're not in the same position of having that pressure, because Babylon is a high level pressure structure, you see. But really, every brother's catching their own suffering, like I read in the book of 1 Peter 5:9. It says, remember that your family of believers all over the world is going through the same kind of suffering you are. Yeah, and that's the curses, Akim. See, the brother that lives in a different country, he might not be going through what you're going through. He might not have that overtime job. He might not be in debt. He might not be in a baby mama drama. See, but maybe the brother is going through a different suffering that only he's able to bear. It doesn't mean that that brother, it's not part of the body, but he is still part of the body. And even in the reincarnation, brothers got to think about how, us Akim, we were in captivity before in Egypt. We were catching the same hell together in Egypt, okay, in Assyria, Northern Kingdom, primarily in Assyria. But we were also scattered, man. So you also had Southern Kingdom brothers who were around the Assyrian Empire, and vice versa, brothers that of the Northern Kingdom who were in the Babylonian Empire. So you see, so every Akim already had a taste of what it's like to live, in Babylon, catching hell in Babylon. But really, Babylon, though it's a place, current system, it's also a spiritual thing, man. It's because the whole world, like it tells you in the scripture, whole world dwelleth in sin. See if I could get that. This is right here, 1 John 5:19. And we know that we are of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, and the whole world lieth in wickedness. Yeah, so just because Babylon, it's right here in the United States, really that spirit of Babylon is actually all throughout the world, man. You see, the whole world lieth in wickedness. And who is wickedness? That's Esau. He's known as the border of wickedness. Let's get that. Malachi 1:4, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever. You see, that also applies to Job 9:24, a very classic scripture. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, man. So really, anywhere we go, Akim, whether it's in Alaska, which is still part of Babylon, but that's outside of the 49 states, whether you're in Hawaii and the islands with the Akim, you're in Latin America, North America, Asia, China, Russia, hey, those curses are still following you. Therefore, you are still catching the same hell. You're still suffering, man. Whether it's a torn in the flesh, a plague in the mind. Hey, you gotta read the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Hey, as a people collectively, we all have the curses, man. You see, there's Akim that have anxiety, that can't sleep. Brothers that have high levels of the depression. Brothers that have some type of mental illness or chronic pain. You see, these are still possessions of catching hell. See, but yeah, Akim, just wanted to clarify, the statement I made, amongst the brothers, going into how brothers that don't live in Babylon, hey, you're still catching the same hell, and just because you don't live in the current system of Babylon, hey, in spirit, you're still catching the same hell as we are. With that, again, 1 Peter 5:9, stand firm against the devil and be strong in your faith. Remember that your Akim, okay, your family, your Israelite brothers of believers all over the world, Akim, see, is going through the same kind of suffering you are. See, so hey, Akim, let's keep enduring, our affliction, which real quick, our light affliction is for a moment. Let's get that real quick. This is 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment. See, hey, Akim, so we're catching hell, but this is just temporal, man. We ain't gonna be fucking having to, work for Esau's bitch ass 9 to 5 job and then stay an extra 2 hours, having to wake up, at 3 a.m. to clock in, having to pay all these taxes and having to deal with weird weather patterns, or having to deal with your internet buffering, your phone overheating. You see, that's a light affliction. Persecution and getting looked down on. See, worketh for us as far more exceeding and eternal weight for glory. Okay, verse 18 briefly, and I'm gonna shut it down. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal. You see, Akim? So our sufferings, hey, that's temporal, Akim. Esau's bitch ass, he's temporal. But us, Akim, the things which are not seen, yeah, we haven't seen the kingdom yet. Now the scriptures does say, Yahushua said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Yeah, it starts at a spiritual level, but physically, man, we haven't seen the 12 gates, of Israel. We haven't seen, okay, the return of Yahushua. We haven't seen the high levels of spiritual power. These things that we haven't seen, okay, they're eternal, man, and they're coming very soon. See, Yahushua is coming very soon, Akim, and we got to believe that. That's why, going back to 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 9, it says, be strong in your faith, Akim. And you got to have faith. See, and faith is going to take brothers, okay, very far, man. And very far is symbolic to the kingdom of heaven. Like Yahushua said, one more scripture. The kingdom is already prepared for you. This is the book of 2 Ezra 2:13. Go, and ye shall receive. Pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch for what? The prophecies. With that, I want to say shalom.